Welcome everyone, Mate Talk Time. So good to be before you all. Getting very close to Christmas now. Hope you have an awesome drink. Mine naturally is my mate and my companion with my mate, especially over this Christmas season. It's a whole new panettone. It's a different flavor one. It's a different flavor one. I don't know why I put that accent. This one here has French butter to it. Forget about it. So it's, as soon as I opened the packaging, it was like, this is buttery sort of. Now the good news is, I ate a big slice. So yes, it smells amazing and it's got a nice sort of panettone sort of vibe to it, but tempt me, devil cake, and I won't be tempted because I'm satisfied right now. Unlike before, those who saw the episode last week, I hadn't done my after 3 o'clock ritual, which is mate with something nice to eat, and I hadn't eaten the panettone, so it was like singing to me. It was like, baby, it was doing Barry White. It was doing a Barry White tune to me. Now what I want to do, firstly, before I commence anything, is thank all those individuals who have chosen to become a member. Thank you for that. I thank you for your support. If you would like to become a member, if you didn't know what this means, here is the process. So you can jump on the join button and you can go ahead and become a member. Now, one thing that I'm doing here is, so yes, you'll be helping out, which I am very grateful for. The intention is that let me send you something. That's what I'm calling it. And the idea is that I will send you 2 samples of something that you will most likely enjoy, and then I'll send you, not something that you won't enjoy, but I'll send you a wild card. I'll send you something that is in line with what you like, but maybe it's a brand that you haven't heard of, or something that flies under the radar, or something that doesn't get a lot of airplay, but I think is totally awesome. So I'm doing it every month. Last month, Guilherme from Brazil, and I messaged Guilherme that his parcel is just about to arrive. So that's it's already landed in Brazil, which is pretty awesome. So you'll get that, I'm gonna say before Christmas, which is pretty cool. So this one here, I'm gonna do another raffle right now. And so let me just get this ready for everybody. We had a lot of members jump on. I mean, when last month it was the first month last month, and I think I had probably about 6 or 7 members. We've got 17. I mean, on stats alone, that is, I'm not a maths guy. I was gonna start giving you some stats. I'm not the math guy. My wife, she's the math lady. She's the one that will give me the stats off the cuff. I'm just the creative one. I'm just the ones with the ideas. All right, well anyway, so have a look at this. This is everybody. Check it out. Look at that wheel. Look how beautiful that wheel looks. Look at all those individuals. Jason, you've been marked off first, but we're about to spin this wheel. So let's see who wins. Let me send you something. And away she goes. Good luck, everyone. So as you can see, there's 17 amazing people who've jumped on. Actually, I'll stop. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh! Fred is one of the OGs on the channel, and Fred's been with my channel for quite some time, and I thank you. I always call him my consigliere. He's the one that always likes to send me messages and gives me some insight on other things that are happening in the frag community. This is the reality. I actually try not to look at other I used to look at a lot of other fragrance reviewers, but I don't want them to, it's almost like listening to well, I was gonna say, it's like a comedian listening to other people's jokes. I don't want to be influenced by that. I want to create my own jokes, I guess. So in this case here, I try not to look too much at, unless I want to know more about a particular fragrance. Otherwise, I don't look at the fragrance videos like I used to. So Fred's my guy. What I'm trying to say is Fred's my inside guy who's saying, you know, this person's doing this and this person. So he gives me the wrap up of what's happening. So I thank Fred for everything. Now, Fred, I'm going to do something special. I'm not going to tell you what's about to happen. All right. I'm gonna send you something, but let me tell you more in a minute, because I don't know if you guys know this, but Argentina won the World Cup. So in tribute to my birth country, where my blood is from, I want to do an Argentinian segment. So, para Argentina, My congratulations to MESSI and the boys. And let's do a little bit of a Argentinian wrap up for today. I'm going to talk about an awesome brand called FUEGUIA from Argentina, and I want to share a little bit more. So back to you, Fred. What I'm going to do is I've got actually 6 samples. So my friend, you have scored in the past. I've been doing 2, but I'm going to send you 6 amazing samples. It goes across the whole wheel. So you're going to have some ambery or oriental fragrances, some woods. There's one that I've got here, which is a citrus. Wait till I tell you about that one. And then some florals and some ambers. So there'll be something in, for everybody there. Well, for everybody meaning you, just you, Fred. So what I want to do today is talk about, well, I'm going to keep it an Argentinian flavor in honor to the boys and the winning of the World Cup. Actually, notice here, see how I've got 2 stars? I always wondered what that meant. My dad explained it to me. 2 stars means that they've won 2 World Cups. So Dad was already going, we got to get a new shirt because the new shirt's going to have 3 stars. So you know, there's 3 stars. They've won 3 times the World Cup, which is pretty cool. Actually, talking about my dad, shortly after the Mate Talk from last week went out, he had a really bad accident. He was unfortunately hit from behind in a horrible way. We were all very worried. We actually thought this was going to be like super serious. I mean, he is in discomfort and pain. He without going into the medical, he was suffering, and he's still recovering now. But he's good, which is good news. But have a look at this photo. This is after Argentina won the World Cup. He got up at 2 in the morning here in Australia. I don't think anything was going to stop me. I was worried, I think, because Dad is very animated. When he gets into the Argentinians, when they get into their sport, it's more than just, oh, bravo, that was an awesome play. They get into it. Like, as a young boy, I remember Dad would be 3 in the morning and he'd be screaming, you know, like, oh, no! And he'd be saying certain words, which I won't repeat for those people who may understand them. But yeah, so he got up at 2 in the morning, and this is when they won. This is my son. He's currently traveling through the US at the moment. I think he's in San Francisco at the moment. And he FaceTime. These are tears of happiness. So you get the idea of, well, how much of a big deal this was to all us Argentinians. And now I thought I'll trade my other mate holder for my Argentinian one. Let me tell you this too. So panettone is the classic Italian cake. For an Argentinian, the classic treat is called an alfajore. Now, I recently shared this with Kevin. Kevin is a Vietnamese man, very proud Vietnamese boy. His mother made sure that when he was growing up that he went to Vietnamese school to learn to speak properly. I gave him one of these cakes, or one of these alfajores, and he was prepared to surrender his nationality and become an Argentinian also. Not true, actually. His mother would kill him. But what it is, it's a very soft biscuit. It has dulce de leche in the middle. Now, this is the thing. Some people go, oh, you dulce de leche. It's caramel. It's not caramel. It's dulce de leche. It's like saying beef is like lamb. No, beef is beef, lamb is lamb. Dulce de leche is dulce de leche. So soft biscuit, dulce de leche, chocolate on the outside. And it is the most, if you're able to find this biscuit, and the one that I absolutely love is called Jorgito, or you can get Havana. Havana is the really big, that is now gonna tempt me. I know it. Curse you. Okay, I'm gonna take a bite, excuse me. So good. But as I said before I started, I got myself a slice of panettone to sink a ship, and the idea was I will not be tempted by sweet things. So, but the dulce de leche in that, oh my goodness. Honestly, it's just something else. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so actually talking about alfajores and how serious the Argentinians get. I went to Argentina, and my family, or my father's family, from a small town called, I was going to say Alfajore, Ayacucho. Small. Well, actually the beef in that area, they're renowned for the meat in that area. So this is where all the cattle is basically. And my auntie brought the mate. We went to a park, brought the mate, and she said to my cousin, "Where's the alfajores?" And he's like, "Oh, I forgot him." Now we were only 10 minutes from the house. Anyway, she went off at my cousin, just like, "Este chico pelotudo, ¿cómo se va a olvidar los alfajores?" You know, it's going on about my grandmother was working all morning preparing these, and this boy. She dressed him down, and this is a man, so this is not like a 12-year-old boy. This is a man, and he's like, "Tia, está bien, I'll go get him. Anyway, so mate and alfajore, I mean, this is an institution now, and you shall never part them. You know, they go together perfectly. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna start talking about perfumes. So give me 1 second. I'm a little bit excited, can you tell? I'm a little bit excited in that this is, anyway, I'm excited for Argentina. All right, here we go. So if you are in summer, now what I've done is I've bought 4 fragrances from FUEGUIA. This is an Argentinian brand. I guess their laboratory is based in Patagonia, and that's where they're very much about naturalist. The Julian Badel, who is the owner of the business, he's very much into nature. He's very creative. He's very artistic, and he wants to draw things from nature. He wants to actually use natural products. He has, and I mean, have a look at this. So I had the opportunity of going to the FUEGUIA store in Milan. They've got 6 or 7 boutiques around the world. If you get a chance to ever go to one, I would strongly recommend. You can't see it in this slide here, but I'll put the image here. So this hexagon, these are all unique fragrances. And what he has done is that he creates, in these larger bottles, only 400 units. So this one here, 400, and it is number 65. So I have number 65 of the 400. And once they're gone in that size. He does have the little, sort of the more baby ones, but in that particular size. And so the packaging on it, it's a wooden case. I'm gonna do a review on it. I'll go into more detail because the brand itself, this is one of those brands, not many people talk about them, but their fragrances are so unique, so exceptional. Sometimes I smell a perfume and I'm like, oh, it's a little bit like this or a little bit like that. I smell these fragrances and I'm like, it blows my brain on how unique, different. Their scent profile is so unique. They're just totally awesome. So I'm gonna do 2 for more warmer weather and then 2 for summery weather so that we cover the world. So northern and southern hemisphere. So I'm gonna start with here in Australia. Today is a glorious day and I've been wearing this. This is called TAGORE. TAGORE is a woody, spicy, actually I'll put it here because to my nose it's spicy. It's aromatic. As I said, I am gonna spray again. Now, the 3 core ingredients in here is coriander, cardamom, and something else. Not detecting, I can't remember. But the cardamom and the coriander, the aromatic component of it it's masculine, it's fresh, it's vibrant. For me, I find that this is very similar to a gentle fluidity. But this is now a gentle fluidity, sort of the niche version of it. Actually, there you go. The niche version of gentle fluidity. So with gentle fluidity, there is an instant sort of appreciation for it. It falls into a category where you go, wow, that's a beautiful perfume. This one here is a beautiful, I guess, reinterpretation of that. Because there are elements in here that you're like, whoa, that's completely different. The cardamom doesn't really smack you in the face, but there is an aromatic, spicy brightness to it. It's a wonderful masculine fragrance. It's incredible over summer. This is a fragrance where you're getting instant love from those around you. Recently, I was wearing this again a few days ago. My granddaughter came up to me. She gave me a hug because we're very much into hugging and sort of, we call it a heart to heart. We like to give each other heart-to-heart hugs. So we place our chest, our chest. Anyway, she gave me a hug, and then she pulled back and she says, "You smell so beautiful, Buello." And she leaned in again. She breathed in, and then she sort of pulled back and she said, "It's beautiful, Buello." So Tagore, it's a really beautiful masculine fragrance, aromatic. It's just a gorgeous scent. The next one that I want to talk to you, and I have spoken about this before, it's a citrus fragrance. Fred, this is one of the samples in your box. This is Humboldt, and Humboldt is, if you like citrus, this does it in a whole unique, spectacular way. It uses a passion fruit and tangerine note. So it has this tart, tangy, tart, tangy, fruity sparkle about it. Again, another fragrance which just is amazing. Oh my gosh. Actually, it almost has a greenness to it also. It's vibrant. This on a summery day is just pure magic. Right now, I know you guys, or the Northern Hemisphere, has gone through winter, so this is probably not the one that you want to spray. This one here radiates in heat. It just is glorious. So Humboldt, another one that I would recommend. Us Aussies and Southern Hemisphere, if you can find this, I'd strongly recommend it to you. So now if we go up to Northern, but before I do that, please, Mate. So we go Northern. I'm gonna show you this one here. So if you like the cinnamon note, I'm a big fan of cinnamon in my fragrance. I tend to find that cinnamon is used a lot in gourmand style fragrances, in oriental fragrances. This is different. This is completely unique in that it is more of a woody aromatic fragrance. So it does use the citrus, but the cinnamon, beg your pardon. It does use cinnamon, but it used a cinnamon bark. So it gets the woodiness from the bark, or from the actual the plant, but it has that there it is, that spiciness. Anyway, as a winter fragrance, it's called Biblioteca de Babel, and Fred, I did put Biblioteca de Babel as a sample for you, so you can test this one out. Different, so absolutely unique. It's a scent profile that you'll go, you may know cinnamon in a fragrance, but you haven't smelt it like this before. There's an aromatic component, there's a brightness to it, but there is also a warmth. It's a woody warmth to it, and as I mentioned, it works fantastic as a winter fragrance. Not a cold, so if anything, I would compare it to like a Viking. So Viking has this sparkle brightness, but works so well in a winter. So this is the same sort of category. So it has that spicy sparkle brightness, but as a winter fragrance, pure magic. The last one is La Tierra del Rayo, and I need you to say it like that. You gotta roll those R's. La Tierra del Rayo. And this one here, so on opening, the predominant note that I pick up is a rose. However, it's not a rose fragrance. This one I was wearing the other day. It doesn't, so here's the thing. I was wearing this over winter and it was beautiful. I wore this the other day in preparation for today. Well, actually, I had a feeling Argentina was going to win, so I was already had in my mind that I wanted to do an Argentinian lineup. So I was wearing this. Doesn't perform as well in summer. I only sprayed 3 times, and there was a cloud of La Tierra del Rayo all around me. It was just like, just emanating from me. So it opens up with this beautiful rose, but it has both pink pepper and it has like an oak wood or something of that nature. It's categorized, or they categorize it as a spicy tobacco. And it has a tobacco earthiness component, that aromatic sort of nature of a tobacco. But that rose is also coming through. So as I said, on opening, the rose presents itself, but then it sort of goes away in place of all these other notes. It's warm, it's very, as a winter fragrance, fantastic. As a summer fragrance, it was, as I mentioned earlier, a bit heavy on my brain. It was like, oh my gosh. When it comes to its projection, this one here is enormous. When it comes to its longevity, I'm smelling it the next day. One thing that I love about all the FUEGUIAs is when you spray, it has this beautiful mist that it transmits. So you're getting a beautiful even spray. As I said, I spray 3 times, stomach, chest, or solar plex and arm, and I am covering those areas with this beautiful, with the scent of this beautiful perfume. So there you have it. 3 really, really gorgeous Argentinian fragrances that I would recommend to you. Excuse me, itching out. 3 amazing fragrances that I would recommend to you. The whole collection from FUEGUIA is enormous. They have a vast collection, really, really exceptional. I was gonna say unusual, but no, it's more unique. These are unique fragrances, and really you can't say it's more like this or like that. Like I said, Humboldt is a great citrus fragrance, but a citrus that you haven't really experienced before, something completely new and different. Bada bing, there it is. Well, guys, that's it. I've covered, I can't believe I've covered everything. One more drink, excuse me. Did you notice? I didn't touch it. Why? Because I was satisfied. I had a massive piece before I started, and I wasn't tempted by the cake. I want to wish everyone an awesome Christmas. I want to wish everyone a wonderful time with your family. I want you to know that I want you guys to be safe. So I know it's a big party sort of time, but yeah, I wish everyone safety. I wish everyone well-being. I wish everyone that you guys have a beautiful time with family. For those who, I guess, take this time as a chance to center yourself and to realize that, well, I'm not going to get religious on you, but I just know that we are a small speck in this universe, and it's nice to know that we can possibly connect to something. So anyway, I'm getting religious on you. I'm going to stop. This is just a perfume channel. But I just want to tell you guys, I'm grateful for the chance that I've had to connect with everyone, and I am appreciative of these. Anyway, I'm getting sloppy now. I was about to say I love you guys, but thank you. I just want to thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful Christmas. And we'll see you guys. Actually, one thing I am going to do, sorry, one last thing. I am going to slow down a little bit in that I want to take some time off. It's almost like I'm talking to my boss, and I'm explaining to you why I just want to slow down a little bit. So there will be I'm going to do 1 post this week. It's with Kevin and I. We did the 2nd post to the baby. And then after that, I'll do a mate talk, but I'll get back into the rhythm probably about mid-January. So I just want to take a little break and spend time with my family. And we've had a very fantastic year, which I'm so appreciative for. And I just want to sort of just take a breather, and then I promise that I'll get back on the train, and because I've been very conscientious, three posts a week, and so I'll get back into that rhythm. There's some really exciting things that are happening already in play for next year. I'll tell you more about that when I come back. But otherwise, thank you, everyone, and I wish you all a wonderful time and over this festive season. And I don't want to go, obviously, but I'm going to go. So have a nice Christmas. Bye, everyone.